I know most of y'all waiting for me to make a big Alejandro LMG build, which I've already done that and uploaded. It is scheduled, so you'll see that later on. But first, I mean, look at this. Look at what this build is doing. I was totally humbled by this build, so I wanted to upload this one first so you guys can make it and have fun. I mean, look at that. Like in the legendary mission, it's tanking like crazy. Chungas, like even explosions and doing really high amount of damage at the same time. What is this? Like some sort of a hacking, some sorcery? Like there is a global event active? No, there is no global event active. You can see there is no blue bar for the global event. It's just what the build is doing, and if you make it exactly like how I have it, you're going to be doing the exact same damage and everything, probably even more damage, you know, depends on your weapon expertise. So if you're interested, let me show you how you can do this as well. Now, as for the build, well, this is the build over here. As you can see, I have my Eagle Bearer assault rifle here, as well as the new exotic backpack, the Harrier's Pride. Together, this is making that quote-unquote God mode possible, to be honest. And I just needed a set that will do damage. And yeah, I chose Striker. Striker, yeah, doesn't really fit the bill, but trust me when I say this was not my first option. I actually went with something like Heartbreaker. I also tried Tipping Scales, yes, Tipping Scales, as well as the Umrah Initiative. Umrah was actually performing really well because of, you know, armor regen that it gives you. So I can just go in cover and get the healing, you know, get out and get crazy amount of crit damage and RPM. So it was doing really well. However, none of those gear set was helping me keep my Eagle Bearer stable, because Eagle Bearer likes to shoot to the moon, right? And we need to get those headshot kills to proc the tenacity and all that. So with this one, I was able to do that without any issue because Striker's, you know, weapon handling plus the gear set, I mean, so the brand set weapon handling together was making it possible. Now, I know Tipping Scale gives you weapon handling, but the thing was you need to constantly fire the weapon, and yeah, that was the downside basically in a way. Now, let's just start with the gear set. So start with the chest piece, because I'm using Striker chest piece. Most people would say just use the backpack, not the chest piece, because, you know, you have to build more stacks and you will lose the stacks quickly if you have higher stacks. That is, you know, you lose 3 stacks per second. But if you take a look at the clips that I'm showing you, I don't have any issues keeping the stacks active fully, because the way the build works, you know, I have more rounds to actually gain the stacks, so I can constantly fire and build up the stacks. The rate of fire helps as well. Yeah, I really didn't feel any issues with this. And also, like I said, the weapon handling that Striker gives you is really important, because Eagle Bearer needs that. And the rate of fire also was helpful in terms of not only just building the stacks, but also basically giving you more damage. This is something you don't see it, but you definitely feel it. So that. Now, for the chest piece, I have weapon damage, crit chance, and crit chance mod. Just get as much crit chance as you can, because you don't need to worry about crit damage, because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a Striker build, right? Now, for the mask, I have armor here, crit damage, and crit chance mod there. For the holster, I have armor and crit damage, and for the knee pads, I have weapon damage and crit chance. If you want, you can get more armor, but I was fine with the 1.3 million armor there, so yeah. And for the high-end piece, I want to be the Eagle's Grasp gloves here, and this was very important. Like, I can literally go any gloves or any other pieces, but the reason why I chose is because the magazine size was helpful, because it gives me like more ammo. So my Eagle Bearer gets like 70 round mag, and that extra mag is helpful, you know, in terms of building up the stacks, since we're using the chest piece, right? So that was really helpful there. Plus that 15% of weapon handling, making it 30% of weapon handling, means faster reload and also more accuracy and stability because of this. So this was making my Eagle Bearer stable, and that's why I'm choosing this over anything else. Like, you can just change the holster. For example, you'd say use something like a salvo and get that you know, rate of fire like 10%, which is nice, or anything else literally. But try with the Eagle Grasp, and like this, you will see how well this build is performing, because remember, you need to land your shots, get that first kill on the headshot for the tenacity buff. Now, as for the backpack, obviously it's the new exotic backpack, the Harrier Pride, and I can finally say that you can drop your memento, because memento was insane in terms of the weapon damage, bonus armor, and also the armor regen it gives you. However, the new exotic backpack now not only gives you weapon damage, but also gives you damage resistance. So basically, when you get kills or hit enemies like 3 times, you build up the red stacks, which gives you 0.5% of weapon damage each stack. And when you get hit by enemies, you get blue stacks, and which is 0.5% of damage resistance, and you can get like 80 stacks, so basically 40% of weapon damage and damage resistance, which is pretty sweet. However, once you reach max stacks, these all 2 stacks kind of generate separately. So you'll see like there's a red kind of bar happening, like stack that is filling up, and then there's a blue one when you take shot. So both of them building up, so you're getting damage resistance and weapon damage at the same time, which is nice. Again, don't think about it too much, don't worry about it. That's what I'm trying to say. Just put it on just like you would do with the Overdog's gloves, and it'll do its job automatically. Don't don't have to stress about it. Just hit enemies and you'll see you're building up the damage, your damage number is going high, and if you get shot you'll see that you're taking less and less damage basically over time, which is nice as well. So when Eagle Bearer is failing to protect you, like you fail to basically proc tenacity or whatever the case, this will help you in that short window of time until you get a kill with a headshot to activate your tenacity buff. So this is really helpful there, and that's why I would recommend this backpack. I mean, regen is nice from something like Memento, but when you get shot, the regen really doesn't matter because the regen is not healing you insanely high enough to basically counter the amount of damage you're taking. But this backpack is somewhat doing that. Like, it is reducing the damage you're taking, so that is really huge actually. I wish it could look differently though. I'm not a fan of how it looks, but it is what it is, I guess. Now, as for the weapons, obviously it's the Eagle Bearer Assault Rifle. Look, they've been giving this weapon like crazy in the past few months. So if you still don't have one yet, I mean, what are you doing? Are you playing the game enough? That's all I have to ask you. But anyways, if you still don't have the weapon, you can use something like Chameleon. Great alternative there because of the, damage talent, the adaptive instincts there. We also have, Sentinel Mozinjin that you can use. Plus with the build, you'll get even more ammo on that. Plus shock ammo is always nice. So yeah, you can do that. You can also use Big Alejandro on it. But to be honest, you're going to be missing the tenacity buff for sure. The tenacity buff helps a lot. When you get a headshot kill, you will glow red, and for that time you're basically unkillable. You will take the damage later on though, but if you get 3 more kills, 0 damage will be applied on you, so pretty much makes you unkillable there. Now also you'll gain more accuracy if you keep firing the weapon. You can see the accuracy is already high, but it'll get maxed out like crazy when you fire the weapon. Plus the stability was not good on this weapon. Like most of the time Eagle Bearer likes to shoot to the moon, but with this build, the stability you can see really high there. Also really good amount of reload time there as well. Again, it works really well. Now the tenacity buff is nice. I told you, you can make a mistake. Sometimes you can make mistake. It's okay. The backpack will protect you. You need both to kind of survive with this build, get that god mode feeling basically. Now, as for the secondary weapon, choose whatever. I just put a GR9 with Frenzy because it's a GR9 with Frenzy. That's all I can say. Now, if I show you my stats here, you can see my crit chance is really high, 55%, which is really good. And also crit damage, honestly, doesn't matter. I already said we're using Striker. You don't have to worry about the crit damage at all. Plus, we're using the chest piece, so we get a lot of damage like that. Like, I'm already hitting a really high damage numbers. I was seeing like 750k crits on the body, which is really solid damage. Plus, don't forget, we also get that rate of fire increase from Striker, so technically we are doing a little bit more damage, but you just don't see that number, right? Now, as for the defensive stats, we don't really have anything here in terms of like regen. Just have a 10% armor and kill from Gunner. No protection from Elite, no hazard protection, but we don't need it, as you saw. Again, I'm gonna say the stats is not doing justice, to the build. That's all I can say. It's a very tanky build, even though it doesn't feel like it. So that's basically for the build. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. I do have plenty of builds coming, especially with the Big Al LMG and as well as the backpack, which I showed you on this build. So stay tuned on the channel, subscribe maybe. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.